Hey guys, it's Charlie. In today's video, I'm gonna do a full review about JSX. JSX is basically an airline that mimics the feeling or efficiency of flying private almost. So I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience flying them. I've flown them on multiple flights so far. They are absolutely amazing. I think anyone that values their time and also does not like going through big airports, going through the terminals, security, baggage claim, all that stuff, is gonna absolutely love and find JSX completely worthwhile. I will say that the pricing for JSX, it's gonna be about, for most flights, I'd say 2 to 4 times the price of like a low cost carrier. It's not too bad. So for example, recently I flew from here, Orange County, to Las Vegas. The flight is about 45 minutes to an hour, and the cost for a ticket is usually between like $170 to $250, maybe $300 one way. So yeah, you can see it is a bit more expensive than United, American Airlines, Frontier, and Spirit Airlines, but it's just a completely different experience. So I'm gonna take you guys through. If you guys do want to try JSX, I do have a code that you guys can use. So what you want to do is enter this code when you create an account on the homepage. I'll have a link down below. There's gonna be a section for a referral code. If you guys enter that code, it's gonna give you $100 off your first flight. So I do recommend using that code if you want to save some money. So here's how the whole flight process is like from start to finish. Booking a ticket is very easy on their website. It's very similar to any of the other airlines. You pick your home airport and then you pick your destination airport. Of course, they don't fly everywhere, so there are limited airports that they can fly in and out of, but their offerings are actually growing. Every single time I check, there's an added airport, which is pretty cool. The ones that I know on the West Coast are gonna be Reno, LAX, Orange County. This is where I fly from. Las Vegas. I know they fly to Phoenix, some city in Arizona. They fly to like Carmel, Monterey, Oakland. I also know that they do fly to Dallas as well from John Wayne, which is pretty cool. I'd say that JSX is good for shorter flights, but if you want to fly farther, it might not make sense. Yeah, basically you booked your ticket and then the day of flying, here's how it looks. Instead of a traditional airport where you need to get to the airport an hour, sometimes hour and a half, 2 hours ahead of the departure time, with JSX, it really does not feel like you are flying. You're basically pulling up to a building. It's like a relatively small building. It's away from the airport, usually within like a mile from the main airport that it's situated in. So here in Orange County, you're not going to the main terminals for John Wayne Airport. It's going to be a separate building that's, I think, about half a mile or a mile away. That's where all the private airplane people go. So you see a lot of high rollers there. You get to the building about 20 minutes before your departure time. So let's say your plane takes off at 11:40 a.m. You can literally get there at 11:20 a.m. and be completely fine. They recommend 30 minutes before departure, but I always show up about 20 minutes before and it's totally good. The check-in process is lightning fast. Like it takes maybe 30 to 60 seconds, depending if there's a line. You just go to the check-in counter, give them your ID, your name. They give you like this receipt, which is your check-in badge, whatever, that you scan. Instead of a traditional security, you don't need to take out your laptop or do any of that stuff. They swab your luggage, they swab your personal item just to check for, I think, explosives or other materials. And then that takes super fast. And then they take your luggage, since there's no overhead space, they will check it for you, even though it's very safe. It's just a luggage cart. It's not gonna get dinged, and they like really carefully put it into the plane. Then you go hang out at the area where they have coffee and some snacks. I usually don't spend more than 5 minutes there because I get there pretty much right on time. And then they call boarding. You walk, I don't know, to the plane. It's basically like walking on the tarmac to a private jet. Walk up the stairs. The planes that I fly usually have about 30 seats in them, so about 10 rows of 3 seats. One row is just gonna be a single seat, and then the other is gonna be double seats. So if you're flying single, we'll try and get one of those single seats so you don't sit next to anyone. If you're flying with a friend or your partner or whatever, you wanna sit probably next to them on those double seats. Once you get on the plane, it takes off just like any other airplane. Since they are smaller airplanes, you might feel a little bit more turbulence, but I've never had a bad experience with it. I've also flown private before. It's definitely better than like a small private jet plane because it is bigger. It fits 30 people usually. In terms of the service on the plane, I'm sure it depends on the route, but for the short routes that I take, once you're in the air, they take a drink order. So I usually get like coffee and cream, or they have some drinks and stuff. And then they also come through with a basket full of snacks. so you can take as many of those as you want. They're like high quality snacks, which I do like. And then after that, it's a short flight, so usually there's not much else. They come collect the trash, and then yeah, you land. I think the best part about the flight is that all the flights come with free Wi-Fi, and it's Starlink Wi-Fi, so it's actually really fast, completely usable. You can do work the entire trip. So I always work on the trip, which in my opinion pays for the trip. Yeah, that's a huge added bonus, I think. And once you land, it's just like with any other landing, except that instead of going onto the thingy that comes get you, you get to walk down the stairs. It's like maybe 7-8 steps. And then once you go out, your luggage is all gonna be waiting for you literally at the bottom of the stairs. So you walk down, grab your luggage, walk into the building, and you're literally done. So from walking off the plane to being able to get in your car, it can be as fast as about 30 to 60 seconds. Yeah, that's basically the whole process of flying JSX. Like I said, I think it's a fantastic airline for anyone that values their time. If you also have someone that's coming to pick you up, it saves them a ton of time too, because they don't need to go to the massive airport, wait, get kicked out of line while waiting for you. They can literally just go to the JSX building, which is just like an office space basically, pick you up and go. I know they also have valet, so you can valet your car there if you want, but I do believe it's kind of expensive, so it's probably not worth it for most people unless you're just doing like a 1 or 2 day trip. I think a lot of people, they prefer flying JSX over chartering a plane because it is infinitely more affordable. Last time I was flying JSX, I saw Steve Aoki. He flies JSX all the time. Lots of business people fly it. Anyone that doesn't really like how long flying takes, I'd highly recommend it, especially for short flights where going to the airport, checking in security, baggage claim, all that stuff takes forever. This makes your trip infinitely shorter. Like, it doesn't even feel like you are flying, which is so nice. Anyways, yeah, that's my review of JSX. Yeah, again, if you guys want to get $100 off your first flight, I'll have a code down below. The code itself is TV4Y59. Just enter that as you create your accounts. It's gonna give you $100 off, and you are also helping support the channel as well. Anyways, hope you guys found this video helpful. Happy flying, and hopefully you guys can take your first JSX flight soon. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.